just holding it today. Oh, welcome back to the Thoughts Podcast, baby. It is 12:02 p.m. and we just left the bank. We had just been at school visiting with Uncle Garrett and Auntie Megan and dropping off some tournament stuff with Jonesy. And before that, we ate a bunch of food and for the little girl, and we ate some sandwich for me, and then we had gone on a run and we had dropped off Skylar. It's amazing when you don't have a job how much stuff you can do. I just didn't get paid for any of it. But yeah, coming back from the bank, I just haven't been able to work as much because the first 2 weeks of the volleyball season I had like 4 away matches, another 2 home matches, and I just had to leave so early, and the probability of me going back to work when I come back from an away match was pretty low. I think one time I did. I think one time I went for a run instead. And it is what it is. That's why I had some money just saved up in case I would need it for like a rainy day or whatever. So I had to transfer some units and got the extra daycare we're paying for, and it's, again, I don't have any problems because I make enough money because I know where it all goes. I really can't, and I've never been one to spend egregiously, like, or burn up my credit card without knowing if I can pay for it or not. I can. It's just I haven't been able to log as many hours as I usually would or thought I could, and then a few times I just got tired and I just didn't go back to work at night. So it's real hard to burn the candle on both ends, I'll admit it. But at this point in my life, I think I'm just going to have to do it and try and sleep when I can and try and piece together more sleep and rest. But just kind of is the nature of the beast right now. And shaving, I'm looking like I haven't shaved in a few weeks because I haven't. And yeah, I've never been a great time manager. No, not at all. I would never claim for a second to be. But this is all stuff I can learn how to be better at also. And the team is 5-2 right now. We've mostly played mediocre to bad teams for our 5 wins. And the 2 teams we lost to, one was good and they definitely beat us, and the other team was mediocre and we lost, and I wish we would have had our full team to maybe take it to them. So it is what it is. It's been super hectic. It's been super fun also. I've got a ton of help, so it's been a good season thus far, and I really haven't had the wherewithal to really stand back and have that recollection. It has been a good season thus far, and our fundraiser is going well, and we've got the tournament on the cusp. And I was just thinking today, when I hear that first whistle happen at 8 a.m. on Saturday, I'm gonna let out just a yell of joy, just for all the trying and hoping and just moving things around to try and get a tournament going the last 2-3 years, and how we were so close in 2020, and just all the work that Jones and I have done to get this thing off the ground again and get it ready. It's gonna be so worth it when I hear the first whistle goes off and the teams are all there, and the volleyball playing starts, and it's the fun what it's all for. And it's, we had a couple teams drop in the last few days, and I mean, nothing's ever perfect in life, and I keep trying to remind myself that these aren't real problems. I had 29 teams signed up, 1 team dropped, 2 teams dropped, another team came back in the fold, then another one, then another team dropped. You know what? If nobody shows up, the worst thing is we'll just cancel it, and that'll be super disappointing. but half the teams have already sent checks, and we have almost all the contracts, so I feel like most everyone's coming, and we'll have some sort of tournament play happening. And for that, I'm super excited, just because this tournament's so close to home for me, because I've just been around it so much. I've been to so many of them, and I'm just so excited for it. I'm so excited. I just love tournaments. I love the grueling one-day battle. Whichever team can still be firing at the end of the night and not complain about being tired or being sore, but they can just keep reaching and digging down. That's what I love. So I'm really excited for that happening. But before that, 2 more matches. League opener against San Ynez today, and then we're playing San Marcos on Thursday at home, and that'll be a super tough match. And on paper, I don't think anyone's picking us to win, but I've seen many things on paper not work out. And it's not like they're going to blow our doors off. It's just that they're the more consistent team at this point. Maybe we step up and we have a consistent night and we battle. You never know. I know it's going to be fun no matter what. And also, I keep remembering and I keep telling myself that not to give a team too much confidence or too much responsibility. And really, I'm talking about my own team. And not to assume that they remember or they know how to do anything until they prove it over and over again, that I don't have to remind them. And it's like, we ask them to generate some energy on the court. Obviously, it's something that they can't do, so they're going to need that from us. So I will generate what I can for you guys. All of what I can on Thursday. I will pull out all the stops, and I will sub as much as we need to and extend the game. And I will try to influence my coaching as much as I can without disrupting the flow of the game too much. And if all you need is just energy, I'll try and bring that as hard as I can, back and forth, up and down the sideline. And I like all the things that we're asking them to do. We're asking them, and then I'm thinking about it, and I just don't think they can do it. And so we have to help. And I keep telling myself that just because I'm older, that they don't need to do that, or I don't have the energy to do that, but I can muster up the energy once or twice per season, especially in these rivalry matches. So make sure, I guess, I just get a good night's sleep on Wednesday and try and do a ton of work during the day to keep my mind off of it, and then just show up and try and battle for every point. And for me, that just means being as obnoxious as possible. And I did that against the Royal game. And we took one set. Gosh, it would be nice to beat San Marcos. This would be the 4th season in a row that we haven't beaten San Marcos or Santa Barbara at any level, I believe. I think we've just been smoked for 4 years straight at JV, Frosh, and varsity. And I want to say, we definitely took them in 18 and probably 17. We had beat San Marcos a lot the previous years, but it's been a while now. So, gosh, that would be nice. And there's always a the tide needs to be turned. The tide can always be turned. And we've done it before, just not very many times. But I don't want to put that type of pressure on them. I just want us to show up and ball out, and let's just be freaking psycho from the sidelines and just go for it. And not overwhelm the whole situation, but just focus up for each one and have a smile on our face and dive after the ball. And I think that's what you do with some novice teenage boys, is you just keep encouraging them to go super hard and try super hard and maybe just make some smart shots. I think that's it. Holster's, she's asleep. she was entertaining the masses in Garrett's classroom, and that takes some energy out of you. Gosh, it's just not real problems. If a team doesn't show up, it doesn't show up. We'll adapt and we'll do what we can. Everyone will understand. No one's really concerned about the money. It's not their money. It's no one's money. It's just money. Money's out there. It's floating around. It's being used for this. It's being used for that. We're just transferring units. I just transferred some units. Units will come back. I'll send some units to my daycare. Daycare will send some units. We're all just sending units. I trip out on money that way sometimes. Like a big wire transfer. There's no glitz and glamour. It just comes through and then you see it. And just like this, I think the thing I really enjoy about this fundraiser that we're doing for the first time is that I don't really have to worry about it coming in or out. I can check it every day or something, and it seems like it's going up. It hasn't gone down yet. I don't think it can go down. But yeah, getting the emails was a little bit difficult. It's just kind of like pulling teeth, asking kids to keep doing it. But man, I am impressed with how much. And like at this point, shoot, if the company takes like 50%, I'm still stoked on how much was raised. Still stoked. So I think I'm a believer, and all the parents that said they didn't want to bug their family or members, that's your opinion. I think some people forget that people have money. We live in a town where people have $20. I guess it's just they don't want to burden people with the pressure of having to do that or decide like it's whatever. And I'm starting to realize that I'm just one person in one town, in one state, in one country, and I think we all fall victim to thinking we're bigger than we really are. And it's not, like, I get it because we live in a society where, especially the last like 6-7 years, all this social media, it's all about projecting yourself, and less people are just living the day. And I'm guilty of it too. Look what I'm doing. I'm doing a podcast that nobody ever watches. But gosh, I spent so much time listening to podcasts and watching podcasts. I wonder what it felt like to do my own, and I think it's fun. And maybe one day I'll have some testicles and like do a podcast with somebody else. I kicked around the idea with Megan a few years ago, but then I got nervous and I never followed through with it. But my idea was it was a volleyball podcast, volleycast. It's your classic volleycast. Well, I thought we could do it with every player throughout the program, or maybe the first time just do it with every varsity player. And that's a good idea. Do it with every varsity player, and then they could talk about their journey, just their experience playing high school volleyball. And maybe it's one season, maybe 2 seasons. Hopefully they're players that have done it for all 4 years, and they can talk about their favorite moments and things they've learned, and the favorite teammate, coach, things they learned from volleyball. Or just maybe we won't even talk about volleyball, but I think that could be a good jumping off point. And maybe it's kind of like a badge of honor you get when you get onto varsities. You get to be on that podcast. And also my other idea was to just talk about volleyball with some of the people I've coached against and with, and former players and everybody around town that has something to do with volleyball. And my first, I don't know, just the first person I would want to get to talk about is, I don't know why, but it's Chad. And because I've talked to him here and there for snippets, and everybody knows me. It's like, I'll talk your freaking ear off. So most people don't give me more than 5 to 15 minutes. But he's kind of he's kind of a volleyball royalty here in town. He's been so successful. He was so successful as a player, and now as a coach, I want to say, at the club level, and then last year as he got a banner, and the guy's just he's so Santa Barbara volleyball. But just the little bit I was talking to him in one of our 15-minute conversations, it sounds like he's just been around Santa Barbara sand and indoor volleyball culture for most of his life. I think he would be a great guy to talk to. And then, I want to talk to Mossy and Roger and maybe John Lee. And I mean, there's a big volleyball culture here in town. Obviously, Karch would be a huge get, but he's the women's national coach, and I don't think he lives here in town. I mean, the volleyball community is so small, but I would never have big enough testicles to actually ask him. I don't know if I would even ask all these coaches that have kicked my ass so many times. But I did get you once, Roger. And I have gotten you about 2 or 3 times there, Chad. And by me, I mean not me at all, just the team I stood on the sidelines next to. But that's what keeps me going. I just want to beat those 2 other schools. And 2 other schools that have banners. And my school has a banner too. We've all got banners. And I just want to keep the tradition of badass volleyball going in this small town and bring Goleta back to the conversation.